Hello there and welcome. How's it going? This is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Welcome to the Digital Marketing Warrior YouTube channel, the place to come to be inspired in creating your wealth. In today's video, if you're struggling with belief in yourself, pay very close attention to this personal story I'm going to be sharing with you in the next few moments. If this is your first time here and you're watching this, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out when I roll out some new content. Do you find it really hard to believe in yourself? If you do, you're not alone. In fact, I faced that myself a lot of times, and there were a lot of times that I doubted myself, whether or not I could do something. And this was how I was feeling in the very beginning of my own internet marketing journey. I had this desire. I thought it was really cool to be able to start my own online business at age 20, get that journey started, and just leave college for good, because at the time I didn't think college was necessary. And so I remember that time when I left college for good, and then I went into doing internet marketing and building an online business. I remember just finding it so difficult. Like, I felt like I didn't really believe I could do it. Can you relate to this? Can you relate to a time in your life where you felt like you couldn't do something? Now, this brings me back to a story that happened to me when I was only 17 years old. So pay very close attention to what I'm about to share here, because learning the valuable lesson from this story from when I was 17 years old can absolutely help you going forward in what you need to do in order to believe in yourself and keep on going. So I remember this was during the time that I finished my junior year of high school, and I was already ready to take the driving test. Now, before that, what I did was the previous year, I went ahead and got instructing lessons from a driver instructor, something that my family paid for. And I got training for that for 2 months. And I remember when I did the driving instructing class and I was driving behind the wheel, I was actually driving a navy blue Mini Cooper. That was the first car that I ever drove in my life. So that was like my first car that I drove at 17 years old. And I remember the first time that I gripped behind the wheels, and then I pressed the gas pedal, and I was learning how to control the car for the first time. The first thing I did was I floored the gas pedal, and then I almost hit the curb on the sidewalk. Luckily, my driving instructor had a brake on his end, and it was just a pretty funny experience. And he was a really cool guy too. But that's beside the point. So going forward, after I did some behind the wheel training, and I also did some behind the wheel training after the driving instructing class ended, my dad was teaching me how to drive throughout the rest of the year. And as I got through practicing how to drive and how to get comfortable behind the wheel, I didn't really feel that confident. I didn't feel like I could be a great driver, even though I was getting all this practice. And I just felt like, I don't know. I just felt like I wasn't confident to be a great driver and take my driving test right away. And so this led me to putting off my driving test until the day before my permit expired. So I had put off my driving test off for that whole year, and I didn't take the driving test until the day before my permit expired. Now, you can imagine a lot of the whole pressure I was facing from my family, especially my dad, because he was doubting that I wasn't going to be able to pass the driving test on the first chance. So I remember what I did the day before the morning that I took the driving test. I didn't think about not passing. Now you want to pay very close attention to this, because this is where I'm going to be revealing what you can do in any situation if you're feeling a lack of belief. I didn't think about not passing. I thought about passing. Instead of visualizing what can go wrong, I focused on what can go right. So I didn't think about not passing my driving test. I thought about passing it. I was going to walk out of that DMV facility having officially gotten my driver's license and walking out there like a badass. And then I remember that morning, just to get myself in the zone and feeling confident. By the way, any Space Jam fans in the house? I was listening to the song Fly Like an Eagle by Seal. Now that song got me motivated and inspired and got me driven to actually pass this test. So I didn't spend any time being nervous or being completely worried about not passing. I just only thought about passing the driving test, visualizing what can go right, and that was all I thought about. So come the morning of my driving test, I get the most strictest driving test instructor at the DMV that I was doing my driving test, behind the wheel test in. I remember my dad just thinking I wasn't going to pass because I got the most strict lady in the DMV facility that was testing me behind the wheel, and he didn't think I was going to pass. But then what ended up happening? I took the behind the wheel test. I didn't freak out. I kept calm. I just focused on doing the absolute best that I could. And when I got back to the DMV facility, I passed. I got my license and passed the driving test the day before my permit expired. Now, how cool is that? How absolutely amazing is that? And I did that all because I didn't worry about the worst that could happen. I focused on the absolute best, and I had faith in myself that I could do this. So, regardless of what you're feeling a lack of belief in right now, if it's building this online business, for example, like if you feel like you can't do it, you can't get past your circumstances, I don't want you to focus on that. I don't want you to think about how much worse it can get. Focus on what can you do better? What can be better? And take action on making things better and backing it up with faith, because you need faith. Because without faith in taking action and going forward, nothing's going to happen. So don't focus on what can go wrong. Focus on what can go right. Because when you focus on what can go right and you take action and you back it up with faith, you're going to find that that's a great formula to follow to achieve anything that you want to accomplish in your life. I trust you got a ton of value out of this video. And if you're curious to know, how can I start to achieve my dreams starting right now, today? This is what I would like you to do. Down below in the video description, there will be a link to get your key to unlocking your dreams. I want you to click on that link, opt in with your best name and email. You'll be redirected to a brilliant video presentation that will help explain how you can start achieving your dreams starting as soon as today. But the link isn't going to click itself, so I highly recommend down below the video description right now, go to that link, get your key, opt in with your best name and email, and check out that video presentation and get started as soon as possible. And you will find that you can start the lifestyle of your dreams. With that said, this is Mark Castillo, aka the Digital Marketing Warrior. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video today. Have an amazing day wherever you may be, whatever time that you're watching this from. I'll see you on the next video very soon. Take care.